I left my computer on, so I left my account on. Speakers turned right up and just waiting for explosions. And sure enough, mate, 2 a.m. cracks around. Boom, boom, boom. I was like, what the fuck? And took me a while to sort of like come to, and I was like, fuck, you're getting raided.
Alright, so TBW, just making sure that I have it right, it is the Bearded Warriors.
I'd like to point out that no one in this clan actually has a fucking beard.
You want to bet, cunt?
So what was the go? Why were you SJW and now you're TBW?
The clan tag thing doesn't really bother us, you know? Like I was actually thinking about changing it to RPU, Role Players United, or SNM, which is Salty and Mediocre.
Wow.
Man, the clan tag means nothing. As long as we're all together having fun, that's the main thing.
So how many active members have you guys got?
Well, right now, this is probably average. So what you see in Discord, we got 6, 7, 8. That's probably what we're sitting on active. They are around peak hour, which is now. We've been, when we were SJW, we're a lot more. We're sitting around the 30 mark. But yeah, we sort of condensed our numbers. A few people left. Yeah, this is what we got now.
See what you guys think of the Blueprints update.
Personally, the Blueprints update, I mean, I was around when Blueprints were a thing anyway, so yeah, like what, 12 months ago? Yeah. So Blueprints, like, they're not exactly a huge issue. They're just like, you know, I think it makes the game more interesting because you've got to fucking come by them. You've got to try and get them a bit, you know, it's work for them a bit harder and pretty much fight over the top of other people to get them, which is actually pretty good for PvP as well, which I think is a direction that Face Punch has taken the game. They want more people to PvP. So I think that's what they're getting at there, is you have to component farm, you have to come up against other people, other Zergs, other clans. It's good.
And how are you guys finding the scrap grind? I mean, you guys have a fairly big group, so I imagine it's not too much of an issue.
So it's no, actually I find it pretty good. So the scrap has become a bit of a currency for Rust, which is pretty good. Although scrap becomes like less valuable as the blueprint system doesn't get wiped after a while. So everyone sort of has the blueprint system after, you know, a few wipes, especially on the weekly servers. Overall, like, because we're in a clan, the blueprint system, it's pretty good. Like it's pretty good for us because obviously, you know, it's not just one of us getting all ourselves, it's all of us collecting at the same time. So our chances of succeeding as a group are a lot better than, you know, what smaller groups would be. When
it wipes, say a blueprint wipe, how long does it take you guys to get up and running?
Grind is real.
It's
a couple of days.
We got everything with mostly everything on the first day.
Minutes. Yeah,
mostly everything on the first day. But to be honest, there's still groups that can just flog it out quicker than a weekend. So it just sort of shows that we're still not up to what the standard is. And it's all about just taking it to be honest, I find that the most successful clans are the ones that take heli sooner than the rest of the clans. It's rough too because it costs quite a bit to take down the heli. You're looking at like a good 1 stack in the M2 and quite a few meds too. So Dishonest failed pretty hard last night. He was the one that was trying to run. He was the one trying to raid us at 2 a.m. in the morning, and we smashed him. And right at the end too was pretty satisfying. Just opening up the door and just mowing him down. He had like 2 rows of ammunition, so that was pretty fun.
Yeah, so you guys got fucked on hard last night.
Yeah, it was pretty intense. It was actually probably one of the harder raids to defend that we've had to do. Recently we had YTB raid us, and there was a good 15 of them each time. Whereas this group had 7 to 8. They reckon it was. We counted 7 at least, and might have been 8. Yeah, well there you go. There's 8 bags. Yeah, come off on top. Got all the kits. 3 of them were good sports. The rest were pretty salty, especially Dishonest.
I was going to ask when you were last raided, but I mean, I was trying to organise the interview with you yesterday, and you were getting raided. So obviously that was yesterday.
So that was so we were all on combat tags, and YTB literally ran at our base, and we found all their bags on the way here, just like spread out like a dog's breakfast. And they tried to offline us, so it was another attempt at offline. They tried online here, so they got respect for that. I don't think they realized, because we were new to the server, they didn't realize how good we were or how organized we can be. And we definitely flogged them. To be honest, I hate to rag out other clans, but these guys, there was a lot of there seemed to be a lot of confusion, and we found it quite easy to defend the raid against them. So yeah, anyway, they failed their first online, and then they tried to do an offline. Then we all hopped on, and that one, the second was and finished in like a good 5 minutes. The guys were saying last night 2 a.m. some guys attempted to raid us. I left my computer on, so I left my account on. Speakers turned right up and just waiting for explosions. And sure enough, mate, 2 a.m. cracks around. Boom, boom, boom. I was like, what the fuck? And took me a while to sort of like come to, and I was like, fuck, we're getting raided. And it was 6v8, and we won.
Wait, hang on, just to clarify. You stayed on, like, left your computer logged on Rust. You cranked that shit up, went to bed. That way, if you got raided, you would be woken up by it.
That's exactly right.
Holy shit, that is some fucking dedication, man. So have you guys had much action here? Like, is it just been recently, or do you guys... Because you've got a big base. Like, this thing is fucking... The compound itself is huge. The base is big enough.
This is tiny.
Are you fucking serious?
This is, yeah, so this is actually small compared to what we usually do. We've actually decided to become more PvP focused, so getting the components that we need to be more competitive rather than farming mats to build up. We got caught with our pants down the last one. We got online raided pretty much when none of us were at base, and then we didn't have as many weapons to defend. So it was pretty much we got back to base and we were just watching our base online with people with AKs where we had like semi-kits, or we had 2 semi-kits. So this time we've gone, all right, let's go hard to get weapons, and then we'll focus on base. So this base here is a lot smaller than what we usually do.
So why did you guys move here?
We wanted to focus, so we got that online raid on day 1. So we decided to just start up on this server. And it was a week wipe anyway, so yeah. We just thought we'd try a different tactic, and so far it's worked for us. So we'll be definitely carrying this on.
And how are you guys find them weekly?
Yeah, well, that week sort of pressures you to sort of to get the kits that you need rather than the farm that you need, because in the end your base gets wiped in a week.
It's about haste. That's what we want, is to be able to get in the mood for like haste if we ever do go back to a fortnightly server or something. All
right, so I'll give you a quick tour and just an explanation for the design that we have. So the main base is the credit goes to a guy named Mike Termster. He is currently not here at the moment, but he was the one that built this. As you can see, it's a bit of a monstrosity from the outside, and to be honest, it's not complete. So ideally we'd probably want another 3 or 4 floors on it. We've got a compound here. I think the compound is important. Like, even though people can easily get over walls now, it's still vital to prevent that easy access of door camping. You find a lot of crews will sit there and door camp you. So with those walls, you're going to reduce it, not eliminate, but reduce it. We also have places to defend from, such as this guard tower here, or a gateway. We've got some beds here, and we've got loot in the boxes, just basic kits. If people blow in, they may or may not get you know, what it was worth to spend the rockets on. But here it just gives us another point to defend from, and these things, and we've got about 3 of them, become very handy in the raid defense that we conducted this wipe. As you can see through the compound, we've got things like this. All this really is just TCs. You got the furnace base over here. This is actually one of the smallest furnace bases that we have. Usually we put quite a large fighting floor on it. You can even just take heli. It just looks like a medium-sized base, or the size of like a 4-man group. There we've got the heli base up on the hill there, the one that's 3x3, and it's got like a chode, almost looks like a mushroom or a chode. Yep. To the right over here is where YTB built their fob. This is before we put the high externals in. So this is one of their mistakes. We found that they had although it gave them good overwatch, they had to run from all the way up there back into base to try and get their kits back if they died. So this allowed us up in the heli base there to shoot them all before they could get back into their base and get the kits. So reducing their numbers coming into the base, which means we can take over the breach, which we did do, and then win the fight eventually. To the left there was Dishonest and Rube's group. Again, they had similar troubles. They were a lot better concealing their movements, pushing through. They blew through the wall. There was a wall this time. Again, they were vulnerable to the heli tower. Then we have the giant tower. We can go do a bit of an aerial shot, and as you can see, the stairs are very tedious to jump up.
They are.
This gives a pretty good aerial shot actually of what we've achieved. We've found a couple of new people starting, so we basically just put down a few little bases for them, something to get them sort of kick-started or off the ground, and we give them kits, resources, all that sort of thing.
That's actually really nice of you guys.
Yeah, we try to look after the newer players. Obviously, Rust is probably one of the most difficult games that I've ever played. Actually, it's probably the most difficult game I've ever played, which is why I'm probably addicted to it, because I love the challenge. We're just trying to make it a little bit easier for the newer players.
Sincerely, that is almost unheard of as far as I've encountered.
First, you got to be able to identify which are the new players. Sometimes it gets a bit difficult. We probably kill half of them, but once we know, yeah, we try to give them a hand. First off, target.
Why is there a target there?
This here, you can walk straight through it, but if someone's door camping, it gives that extra bit of defense.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's actually quite handy.
Yeah, that's clever. I like it.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, that was Zeph. Zeph came up with that one. Coming through here, we've got our tour guide here, Kythril, taking us through. First off, before we go any further, this here, you can see that we have roller doors. These here are a good 3 rockets per raid. 3 rockets to destroy each. So most crews roll around with rockets, and they will definitely burn through rockets very quickly. And so, for instance, if they were at this door here, they're blowing through. That's 3, that's 6, that's 9, that's 12, 15, 18, 24, 27 and 30 before they even get to some of these doors here. Obviously in here is we got roll doors too. So if you were to blow through this door, then you've got to go through, you might be able to see the corners of boxes coming through. So you might be able to loot like 1 or 2 boxes. But then to get further in, you need to destroy 1, 2 and 3 lots of about 9 rockets just to get to these back boxes here. That's pretty much it, mate. Like I could take you up to the top floors, but you're basically just looking at some windows, so it's nothing really to look at.
And I'm guessing that someone each night closes all this shit before everyone's gone?
Absolutely. So
Yeah.
we have an SOP where the last person is to come before they log off. They just shut all the roller doors. We secure the loot, and yeah, we haven't actually lost a raid at all. There's a lot of people that sort of might get to the core but haven't got loot. And vice versa, they get to loot and we're not able to secure it, or not able to get to the core with TCs, etc. Some way or another, we've always won, and we've always done really well. At the end of the day, it's the kits that can repel the attacks and defend your base.
Any last shout outs?
Oh yeah, shout out to Fish. Guys, really hoping to see you guys doing online for once. Probably one of the worst clans we've ever seen. They're a bit of a farm bot clan. So yeah, guys, especially the Wids kid. That guy has a chip on his shoulder.
Look, if there's anything I can ask you to keep in the interview,
Yeah.
it's hey, dishonest, get good. I was like asking him what it would be like if fucking he's like, you know, if he was jealous because his mum gets to wear a ninja suit every day.
So you guys really don't like dishonest then?
Oh,
Well,
no, I
apparently
don't care.
He's
To
an
be honest.
offline piece of shit. Who the fuck waits till 2 AM to raid somebody the week cunt?
He's a
And
salty.
then they call it
salty
online when we all hop on.
Yeah.
But it was an attempted, we'll call it an attempted offline that turned into an online, which means they failed their attempted offline raid.
Which turned into a rape.
Yeah. And in the end, we went straight over to Rube's base and gave it back to him. So, another thing about Rube, if he's watching as well, that dude code raids. That dude is a piece of shit. So is Oatmeal, Vortex is the one that code raided, Quasi, they're all motherfuckers. They're all stupid little kids who're still on the titty.
As always, guys, thanks for watching. I really do appreciate everything that you guys are doing. The comments, the likes, subscribing, sharing it to your friends. It means a lot to me, and I'm here to entertain and help you guys. So if there's anything that you want to see or you want me to do, leave me a comment, let me know, and I'll get onto it straight away. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.